Hello students. So again we will continue our allied angles. So in this session I will be taking if the given angle is negative how we solve, and then few standard angles whose values you are required to know. So just if I revise previously what I have told, so always write the given angle in terms of 180 plus or minus or 360 plus or minus. So always write given angle as 180 plus or minus theta or 360 plus or minus theta. Second, this 180 or 360 goes, then the plus or minus sign is determined by ASTC rule. So here you will have 0 degree, 90 degree, 180 degree, 270 degree, again here you will have 360 degree. Third, I have told if the angle is greater than 360, if the angle is greater than 360, always write it as n into 360 plus theta. If angle is greater than 360, always write it as n into 360 plus theta. Here you should never write minus, else you may go wrong. Then fourth, I had asked to remember these values. 1 into 360 is equal to 360. 2 into 360 is equal to 720. 3 into 360 is 1080. 4 into 360 is 1440. And 5 into 360 is 1800. 1800. These I have told. Now, suppose if the given angle is negative, if the given angle is negative, so you just remember this. If it is negative means you may think it as fourth quadrant. If the function is cos or secant, that negative sign goes. Means now suppose if it is negative, cos of minus theta we write it as cos theta, and secant of minus theta we write it as secant theta. Cos of minus theta, this minus sign goes, just cos theta remains. If secant of minus theta is there, this minus sign goes, only secant remains, so you will have secant theta. And for all other functions, like sine of minus theta is there, this minus sign comes outside, you will have minus sine theta. If tan of minus theta is there, you will have minus tan theta. Similarly for other. So these are the main 5 points in this allied angles. So now I will take examples for this. So we will see problems if given angle minus is there. So first one I will take. First one, sine minus 225 degree. Sine minus 225 degree. Now here minus is there. So if cos and secant are there, that minus sign goes, else for all other function minus sign remains. So sine of minus, this minus will come outside, you will have minus, I will write bracket sine 225 degree. So minus will come outside, minus sine 225. Now you keep this minus as it is till the end. You can solve this one, which I had told in previous sessions. So 225 is less than 360. It is near to 180. So 225 can be written as 180 plus 45. So you will have minus sine 180 plus 45. 180 plus 45. Now this 180 goes. 180 plus means it is in third quadrant. in third quadrant sine is negative. So you will have minus, this is minus sine 45. Minus sine 45. This minus up to end you continue. So sine 180 plus 45, third quadrant, minus sine 45. Now if I take minus, minus into minus, you will have plus sine 45, and sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Sine 45 is 1 by root 2. Clear, students? So first you check whether this minus remains or goes. It depends on these two. Then as usual you continue. So next example, if I take second, tan of minus 330 degree. Tan of minus 330 degree. So now again, in tan I have taken minus. So minus is there inside tan. So other than cos and secant, minus will come outside. So minus tan 330 we write. Minus, you write square bracket, tan 330. Tan 330. Clear, students? This minus sign remains. Now you can solve this. 330. 330 is less than 360. It is near to 360. So it is written as 360 minus 30. So this minus sign remains. Minus sign remains. Tan 330 is written as 360 minus 30. 360 minus 30. So 360 minus means it is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant tan is negative. So this minus you keep as it is, minus tan 30. Minus tan 30. This 360 goes. Then again minus into minus you will have plus tan 30. Tan 30 is nothing but 1 by root 3. This is the answer. Clear, students? You can pause, go through all these steps, note down these hints which I have written, then we will go for the next problem. Next, if I take third one. Third one, if I take cos of minus 150. Cos of minus 150. Now, just now I told, if cos or secant is there and in that minus sign is there, this minus sign will go. So cos of minus 150 will be equal to cos of 150 degree. The minus sign goes only for cos and secant. Now as usual you can solve this. So 150 again it is near to 180. So 150 can be written as 180 minus 30. So cos 180 minus 30. So it is in second quadrant. In second quadrant cos is negative. So you will have minus cos 30. Second quadrant cos is negative. So you will have minus cos 30. So then substitute value of cos 30 minus root 3 by 2. Clear, students? Similarly, next if I take cot minus 315 degree. Cot minus 315 degree. Now can you tell me whether minus sign remains or goes? Yes, it remains. Only for cos and secant it will go. So minus sign remains. So this will be minus into bracket cot 315. Cot 315. Now again 315 is near to 360. So 315 is written as 360 minus 45. So minus cot 360 minus 45. 360 minus 45. So 360 minus means it is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant cot is negative. So you will have minus cot 45. Minus cot 45. Now substitute the value of cot 45. So or just minus into minus plus cot 45. Cot 45 is 1. So answer is 1. Clear, students? Similarly, next you can try secant 120. Secant minus 120. Secant minus 120. Now again check, students, whether minus sign remains or goes. So if it is cos or secant, the minus sign will go. So that you can write it as secant 120. So this minus sign goes. So you can write this as secant 120. Only for cos and secant this minus sign will go. So 120 is near to 180. So I can write it as secant 180 minus 60. So 180 minus means it is in 180 minus means it is less than 180 means it is in second quadrant. In second quadrant secant is negative. So you will have minus secant 60. So minus secant 60, substitute the value. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. So secant 60 is 2. So you will have minus 2. Similarly, next you can try cot of minus 7 pi by 3. Cot of minus 7 pi by 3. So first you convert it into degree, means it will be easy to solve. So first you convert into degree, it will be easy to solve. So pi by 3 is 60. 6 sevens are 42. So you will have minus 420. So cot minus 420. Now second step, whether this minus sign remains or goes. As it is cot, it will remain. Only in cos and secant it will go. So you will have minus square bracket cot 420. Cot 420. Now 420 is greater than 360. So minus cot into bracket 1 into 360 plus 60. As it is greater than 360, 360 plus 60, else 1 into 360 plus 60. Now in our method this term goes, 1 into 360 you leave it. What remains? 60. So you will have minus cot 60. Minus cot 60. Now substitute the value of cot 60. Tan 60 is root 3, cot 60 is 1 by root 3. So minus 1 by root 3. Clear, students? Similarly, seventh, sine of minus 11 pi by 3. Sine of minus 11 pi by 3. Now again you convert this into degree, then simplify. So this is equal to sine into bracket minus pi by 3 is 60. 60 into 11 is 660. 60 into 11 is 660. Now inside sign negative sign is there. So this negative sign remains. Sign of minus theta is minus sine theta. So you will have minus sine 660 degree. Clear, students? Minus sign remains. Now again if you see this 660, it is greater than 360 but less than 720. So you should write it as 360 plus. So minus sine 1 into 360 plus. So how much it is greater than 360? 300. 1 into 360 plus 300. Now again here, this term goes 1 into 360 you leave. What remains? 300. So you'll have minus sine 300. Now again you simplify. 300 is less than 360. It is near to 360. So 300 is written as 360 minus 60. So minus sine 360 minus 60. 360 minus 60. So 360 minus means it is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant sign is negative. So this minus sign will remain as it is, minus sine 60. Minus sine 60. So minus into minus you will have plus. So plus sine 60, and sine 60 is nothing but root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2. Clear, students? So this minus sign up to end you should continue. Then simplify inside what function is there, you will have the answer. Similarly, if I take next one, 8th cosec minus 840. Cosec minus 840. So now whether minus sign remains or does not remain, it is cosec. Only if cos and secant are there, then only minus sign goes. Only when cos and secant are there. So this minus sign will remain. So you will have minus cosec 840. Minus cosec 840. Now you check 840 is greater than 720. So I will write it as minus cosec 2 into 360 plus. 2 into 360 is 720. So if you subtract 720 from this, you will have 120. So plus 120. Plus 120. So 840 I have written it as 2 into 360 720. 720 plus 120, that is 840. Again you leave this term 2 into 360. So you will have minus cosec 120 degree. Now again you simplify this bracket. This minus sign will continue up till end. So you will have minus 120, I can write it as cosec 180 minus 60. Cosec 180 minus 60. So 180 minus means it is in second quadrant. In second quadrant cosec is positive, sine and cosec are positive. So this will be minus plus cosec 60. Cosec will be positive. So plus cosec 60. Now if you multiply these two, you will have minus cosec 60 and substitute answer, you will have minus 2 by root 3. You will have minus 2 by root 3. So you can pause, note down the solutions, then we will go for the next one. So ninth. So ninth one. Ninth, cot of minus 1500. Cot of minus 1500. So you can try, students. So whether minus sign remains or goes, first step you check. So as it is cot, minus sign will be there. So this minus sign remains. So minus into bracket cot 1500. Now 1500 is greater than 1440. So you should remember this. 1 into 360 is 360. 2 into 360 is 720. 3 into 360 is 1080. 4 into 360 is 1440. So now here if you see 1500 is greater than 1440. So I can write this as minus cot 4 into 360 plus. So it is greater by what angle? 1500 minus 1440, you will get 60. You will get 60. So again this term goes 4 into 360, you leave it. So just what remains? Cot 60. So you will have minus into bracket cot 60. So minus cot 60 value is 1 by root 3. So minus 1 by root 3 is the answer. Minus 1 by root 3. Similarly, you can try secant minus 960. Secant minus 960. So now again if you check here, I have given secant. So if cos and secant are there, this minus sign will go. So you leave that minus sign, means it will be equal to secant 960. Now again check, 960 is greater than 720. By what angle it is greater, you can check. You subtract 960 minus 720. So you will have secant 2 into 360, 720 plus. If you subtract 720, you will get 240. You will get 240. So 240. So again this 2 into 360, you leave it. So you will have secant 240. So 240, it is near to 180. So it is written as 180 plus 60. So secant 180 plus 60. So 180 plus means it is in third quadrant. In third quadrant secant is negative. So you will have minus secant 60. Negative, so you will have minus secant 60. Now substitute, you will have answer minus 2. Clear students? So you remember all these steps what I have told. First, always prefer to write 180 plus or minus, 360 plus or minus. Second step, ASTC rule. Third, if it is greater than 360, always you write it as n into 360 plus theta. And today what I have told is, if cos inside minus is there, so this minus will go, cos theta it will become. Similarly for secant theta it will become. And for all other trigonometric functions, minus sign remains. Here if you see, this minus will come out and it will remain. So for these two, minus sign will not be there. We leave those minus sign. Clear students? Okay. Now, few examples I will take, which you are required to remember, or you can try along with me. So first one is sin 180 degree. Sin 180 degree. How we will write it, students? 180. So it is neither greater than 180 nor less than 180. I have given it as 180. So 180, you can write it as 180 plus 0 or even 180 minus 0. Any way you can write. So this you can write it as sin 180 minus 0, or even you can write it as sin 180 plus 0. Now, If you take this 180 minus means it is in the second quadrant. In second quadrant the sign is positive, so you'll have plus sign 0. Sign 0 is 0, so you'll have 0. You will have 0. Now if I take this 180 plus means it will be in third quadrant. In third quadrant sign is negative, so you'll have minus sign 0. But sign 0 is 0, plus 0 or minus 0 both are same. So any way you keep, you will have same answer. You will have same answer. Similarly, if you take cos 180, cos 180. Now you can write it as 180 plus 0 or 180 minus 0. You can take whichever you want. I will take 180 minus 0. Cos 180 minus 0. So 180 minus means less than 180, you may think. If it is less than 180, it is in second quadrant. In second quadrant cos is negative, so you will have minus cos 0. Cos 0 is 1, so answer is minus 1. Clear students? Answer is minus 1. So you can try keeping it as 180 plus 0. Even if you take 180 plus 0, you will have the same answer. Similarly, you can tell me sin 270. 270. So 270 is exactly in between 180 and 360. You can write it as 180 plus 90 or 360 minus 90. So I will write it as sin 180 plus 90. 180 plus 90. Even you can write it as 360 minus 90. So 180 plus means it is in third quadrant. In third quadrant sign is negative, so you will have minus sin 90. Sin 90 is 1, so answer will be minus 1. Clear student? Similarly, cos 360. Cos 360. So 360 you can write it as 360 plus 0 or 360 minus 0. So I will take cos 360 minus 0. 360 minus 0. So 360 minus means it is in fourth quadrant. In fourth quadrant cos is positive, so you will have plus cos 0. Cos 0 is 1, so you will get answer is 1. Even if you write 360 plus 0, you will come it in first quadrant. Again you will get it as 1. Clear students? These are important which you are required to know. So all these what I have told in 4 sessions are basic about allied angles which you are required to be very perfect even for first year and for second year. So again you can go through all the videos and make this section as perfect. Again we will see problems from exercise in next session.